What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today we're jumping back into some more Orcs Must Die Unchained. This time we're revisiting the Banquet halls, and this time we're doing it with Oziel. So, this map, like the main thing that you usually want to do if you're going for par is to kill the enemies before they have to pass too far. The best place to do it is probably in this front area near the kitchen. You can also try to use the Banquet hall itself, but you need to route these guys over to the right if you're going to do that. Routing them to the left gives you a very weird situation where you have no ceilings and the walls are spread out really far, so the garden probably is the worst area to try to do it in. We're going to use regular Oziels today since I've been using the Nightwalker pretty much entirely. I'm going to change this though. So with the bowling ball, Spitfire, we're going to keep the Floor Scorcher. Let's put a Cursed Ground in there. And then I guess a Wall Blade. Yeah, I'll use the Wall Blade. Alright. Actually, no, we're going to keep both of those. The good thing about Oziel and his lifesteal mechanic, and the fact that his haunting spirits and his the other ability, the jar relatively require you to be close. The spirits can't haunt anything that's outside of his soul pickup range, I believe, so you're going to be relatively close to most of the enemies, and because of the AoE effects, Bear Hugs actually becomes really useful if you're going to stay close. If you plan on playing ranged or focusing on using his Wraith Surge, then you'll probably want to drop Bear Hugs. But I'll be using it here, so let's go ahead and fire this up.
My hunger calls me.
It's supposed to be a soul thief, not a soul eater, dude. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is basically block this off. This will force most of the enemies that are going to be running down here to come over here. And you can either do that, or you can immediately decide to just go full tilt into the kitchen. Now if you're going to go kitchen early, put a guardian in there, and then we can just start the roast. Actually, we want to reverse those if we're doing it this way.
More than one way to skin a mortal.
No, I did it again.
Beware, intruder.
We want the blades here, the Spitfire there. Now I have no ceiling traps, but you can bring pretty much any ceiling trap you want. Pounders, concussive pounders, shock zappers, lightning rods, swinging maces you can actually fit 2 of. So they work. Then
They will come to me.
we slow.
Die.
No trespassing.
The enemy has opened a minion portal.
So most of the enemies will die about right here.
Or several.
They will not pass.
The jar is always weird when it seems to bounce off like odd objects like the Great Wall Barricade. Okay, now we gotta come over here. Blocking this area looks something like this. You have to tuck that barricade into this little nook between the tree because the tree corner itself can't actually be used. So make sure you do that. Now these guys are going to be rushing through here. Not really worried about them too much. The first wave is pretty standard. Make sure you have something AoE because there's going to be a lot of people. And whoever doesn't die after their first one gets burned. Alright, and then we got a set of archers. And then some runny dudes. Gonna grab dark urges so we can toss more jars. Now toss a nice piggy bank of souls at them. Okay, now we're gonna have both lanes active. And here we're going to have both a floor scorcher and eventually a whole lot of other stuff. Now, for this particular wave, you want to be careful of these guys. As long as more than one of them doesn't get through, you're okay. Actually, because I have double struts and wall building PhD, it would need to be all three. And depending on whether or not there's a little pause in between that, I'm pretty much good even if they stagger themselves too much. Alright.
Their deaths will be.
I quit my post
Actually,
only when
oop.
properly relieved.
Now we can get this going.
Perhaps this will be of use.
Got the human image. Which way is it coming from? We got more than enough souls to wreck a boss, so let's get started.
Unstable rift is opening. Quick, destroy it.
Alright, it's not the red one. Where's the other one? Oh, that rift is all the way in the back. Good thing about the stable hand is really that extra speed boost that he gives you. It's super strong and should not be underestimated. There we go. Alright, now I believe we get an Orphum. If Orphum doesn't manage to destroy that, then we're great. If he does, then he'll lose 75% of his health.
The rift will be protected.
Okay, not quite enough for anything else yet. Alright, those are going to be explosive archers. You want to step back and swing at them individually. What you don't want is that to happen. If you leave them enough time, they will lead their shots into your barricades and blow them up. And that's the opposite of what we want. Okay. That should be pretty good.
Beware, intruder.
A boss is on his way.
Alright, there's the Orphum.
Our barricades are under attack. The boss minion is down.
You can get in about 3 attacks, 3 primary attacks with Oziel. Man, I just dunked all of those dudes.
Unstable rift.
You can get 3 primary attacks in between every Wraith Surge. So, it's a good idea to allow yourself those swings rather than just thinking about saving up another Wraith Surge. That way you can maximize the amount of damage you can actually put out. Let me actually smack you. Oziel is also able to shrug off a good amount of damage due to the fact that he just gets to heal when other things are attacking him. As long as he's attacking, that is. Okay. So, that's pretty much everything that I'll need. These guys are actually going to be coming through here and trying to blow up that. That's a lot of damage.
I guard the rift.
And we get another one on this side. So many numbers.
No trespassing.
Now, let's go ahead and finish off the rest of those.
Only when properly released.
And we're kind of tapped out. There's really not much space to put anything else. These are being restored. Yeah, not even gonna play with you, dude. Y'all can hold that.
And our heroes destroyed the unstable rift, and there was much rejoicing.
And y'all can hold this too. That is the patented Oziel fadeaway jumper. And these are gnolls that are wasting my time. Alright. We can grab ectoplasmic explosion so that now our ghosts are also grenades. So we have grenades and ghost grenades. Lots of explosions, all Oziel all the time.
Beware, intruder.
And because of these bowling balls, you basically get these just rows of purple things that get destroyed every few seconds. You just hear all of those souls getting sucked up. Oh, I'm already at max. Okay, explosion time. By the time this is over, those guys will probably have just run into... Yep, they are. Okay, and 3 more waves to go. These are going through pretty quick. Kinda wish I had some ceiling traps. But, since I don't...
Is this what I'm reduced to? Setting traps.
Whoop.
This is too low.
Oh, what are you? Thanks for the health. Alright. We got this knucklehead here, so there we go. And the fact that that one-shots even the Dwarf Priest should be noted, because the Dwarf Priest is normally a very annoying mercenary to take out. His ability to increase other creatures' durability, including his own, is always problematic. And he basically just got one shot. I can actually do a couple of these down here. The thing is, those actually won't deal enough damage individually to kill them. They will aid with combos though.
Our barricades are under attack.
Oh, somebody had explosives. I didn't see who because they were already dead, but they had them. Yeah, and this basically just turns into everybody running into your doom jars and whatever traps you decide to lay out. I guess I could.
Their deaths will be.
Get ready for the final wave. The boss minion has entered the battlefield.
But yeah, a lot of people ask me why I don't use Arcane Ground more often. Or Cursed Ground, sorry. It is the Arcane Ground trap. But there's another one that is a little bit different. It really is meant to be used... Yeah, just Die again, please. There we go. Thank you. You really want to use it when you have more crowd control. The whole point of Cursed Ground is to stop things on top of it, and then they take bonus damage from being stopped on the same panel of Cursed Ground for more time. So if you're not using crowd control, Cursed Ground actually isn't that great. And even having a slow in front of it will only get you about 2 ticks. So, I don't know. Although I have found that Cursed Ground works better than, or at least worked better than Brimstone when trying Endless. Now, that was before the Brimstone patch that doubled the regeneration rate. So, I'll have to look back at that again just to see how well it does. Brimstone may actually be a slightly better choice, especially since they both cost pretty much exactly the same amount. But that is going to be the Banquet Hall, where we definitely cooked us up some souls. And next we will have the Confluence, which is an interesting stage. There's usually a lot of travel going on, but the main issue here is always just figuring out how to deal with this back gate. But shouldn't be too tough. Oziel obviously has been handling everything really well because the jar is OP. I think that's pretty much the tagline for Oziel. Like, even though the Haunting Souls and everything else are really good, the jar really kind of brings the entire kit together. But that'll be it for now. Thanks as always for tuning in. I sincerely appreciate it, guys. Like, I know I say that a lot, but like, I really mean it. And yeah, if there's anything that you guys like to see, feel free to let me know. I'll probably be again bringing out another game for the weekends. By the time this goes up, the Kickstarter for Defense Task Force should probably be close to over, maybe less than a week left. So we will see what I'll be playing on the weekends afterwards. Probably, I'm not sure if I should do BioShock 2 or 2016's Doom, or New Doom, whatever you want to call it. But I haven't actually played through either of those, and I want to, like, a lot. Especially Doom. BioShock 2 is more of just like, you know, experiencing it for the first time, but Doom is also like experiencing that for the first time, since it's I believe it's a sequel to the original Doom games, but I also really like the original Doom games. So yeah, I mean, that's just me deciding what to play. I mean, before I start rambling, yeah, I will probably pick one of them, but I have to be careful because some carpal tunnel on my right wrist is kind of starting to become problematic again. But that'll be something to deal with for another time. Again, thanks for tuning in, and as always, until next time, have a good one, folks.